Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here. How about it? It is Sunday, January 11th, 2026, and we are kicking it yet again here on the Davey Deathray channel. Thank you so much to everyone who's tuning in. You guys, we've been very active this weekend. It's been a lot of fun, and here we are talking more Stranger Things because I ignored Conformity Gate for I think maybe 2 whole days. And then Erica, our wonderful moderator here, our queen mod over on the Discord, which by the way, you can join by clicking the link that's pinned in the chat. She reached out to me and she was like, dude, you got to cover this thing. It's going friggin' viral. And I was like, oh my God, what is it all about? And she's like, check this out, check this out, check this out, check this out. We covered it on the 7th. I went live about an hour before that secret episode was supposed to drop. Had one of the most bonkers streams ever in the history of the channel. It went absolutely nuts. The numbers were totally crazy compared to what we usually do here. And then lo and behold, the day comes and goes. Nothing happens. A couple days go by. Erica reaches back out to me and she's like, it ain't over, because now the theory is that this documentary, One Last Adventure, could be kind of like Wes Craven's new nightmare, which we're going to get into it, guys. We're going to talk about it more in depth. I just wanted to give you sort of the preface. If this is real, I don't think it is, but if it is, then we'll know tomorrow night. We'll just have to see what happens. But I thought it would be kind of nice to hop on a little bit early, just talk about it, catch you guys up with the latest on what Conformity Gate has now become, which is like this A Nightmare on Elm Street theory or One Last Adventure theory. I like calling it One Last Nightmare theory. That's just my own name for it, and I haven't really put in on this thing, so take that for what it's worth. But I do want to say what's up to all of you guys kicking it. There are about 33 people in here right now. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. That way you don't miss it when I go live or when I drop a pre-recorded video. For instance, I just dropped on Friday afternoon East Coast time. I dropped my top 10 horror movies of 2025. So if you want to know what those are, you can go to the page and check those out. But I'm going to say what's up to everybody in here. We are going to talk a little housekeeping, but don't worry. It is Stranger Things adjacent or directly involves Stranger Things housekeeping. So it's not just random stuff about the channel in general. But I'm going to say what's up to everybody, and then we will get going here. Of course, I want to let you guys know we do have a super chat goal. If you want me to have a bonus live stream sometime this week, if we get 10 super chats that are $2 or more, then we can make that happen. I've got a couple things planned for this week already, so this would be something in addition to what I'm already planning. And I do want the UK folks to know I'm keeping you in mind, but I've been very busy with I've got 2 jobs. I do YouTube. I try to have a personal life as well. And so not all the time can I do the streams that are in the middle of the day. That would be like the evening for you guys. So I want you guys to know that I'm thinking about you. As soon as I'm able to do a stream in that time slot, I will get one going. So make sure you have the notification bell for you guys, especially so you don't miss those, because I want you there. If I'm going to go live at your evening time, I want you to be there. You know what I mean? So let's say hello to everyone we got going here. We have Paula Fitzhenry in the house, one of our great channel members. How are you doing, Paula? So good to see you. King Matthew dropping in to say hey. We got Linda, one of our great channel members. How are you doing, Linda? So good to see you. Thank you for joining us here. We got Christine hanging out as well, although she's working. Well, thank you so much for joining the stream either way. Shh, I won't say anything if you don't, Christine. I won't tell anyone. We got Nanette Blackwell in the house, one of our great channel members, wishing everybody a happy Sunday. Hope you are doing well, Nanette. Raggedy Man, another one of our channel members. How are you doing, Raggedy? So great to see you jumping on in. We got Steph jumping in as well. How are you doing, Steph? How's the weekend been for you? How has it been? Let me know. Is it still cold and snowy and all that stuff out there where you're at? Let me know. We got Erica, Miss Erica Stabs for Likes, our great channel member, our amazing moderator, and the genesis of this additional Stranger Things content, because I was just covering the finale episodes and we were talking about it on the horror show, but Erica inspired some next level kind of stuff. So thank you so much, Erica. All right, who else do we have jumping on in here? We got Gory Tiger. What's happening, Gory? So good to see you. Code Melted says, oh boy, another night to go crazy. Exactly. No, we won't go too crazy. I do want to talk about this with you guys. And again, you know, I don't really buy that these things would ever happen, because they wouldn't make the Duffers or Netflix any more money. I don't think they would be like that ahead of their time to do like a fake finale or anything like that. But it's fun to talk about it, and it's fun to see what people are theorizing and what kind of connections they're seeing. Although I do think it is a you see what you want to see kind of situation. So we'll see if we go crazy or not. I guess tomorrow would really be the night to, you know, to go crazy for sure. What's happening, Seth? Thank you so much for jumping back in, man. I hope you are doing well. What do you think? Are we getting something special here, Seth? Is the documentary going to be like Wes Craven's New Nightmare? Which, by the way, one of the creators that Erica had sent me, you know, he called Wes Craven's New Nightmare a documentary. No, no, it's not that. But I think he might have just been saying that because the Stranger Things thing is going to be a documentary. But yeah, I mean, New Nightmare is it's just a meta film that takes place like in our world, right? So it would be interesting, I mean, because of Vecna's similarities with Freddy and everything, if they did something like New Nightmare and made Vecna like come to life in the real world in the documentary, that would be wild. That would be wild. We got Gene Whitcomb jumping on in. What's happening, Gene? Hope you are doing well. We got Shoddy in the house. What's happening, Shoddy? Great job over on Horror Hers channel earlier today. If you guys missed that, you can go on over to Horror Her and you can catch Shoddy and M talking some Scream 7. How about it? Look at that. We got our great channel member and Death Squad mod Ray in the house. Hi, Ray. How are you doing, Ray? All right. I'll cool it on that front. How about it? Let's see here. Bonkers stream was awesome. That is how I found and subbed to your channel. Well, hell yeah, Code Melted. Yes, I'll keep on calling you Code Melted until I somehow figure out your name, although you of course you don't have to give it. It's not required or anything. But I'm so pumped that you found the channel. I'm glad you're coming back. I'm glad you're digging what we do here. It's a lot of fun. The community is amazing. The people in the chat, the folks over on Discord, like, it is just such a fun bunch. I believe, says Seth, bring on the New Nightmare. It would be so cool if they did that. It would be the ballsiest thing if they did that, right, guys? I mean, it really would be ballsy because they wouldn't have advertised it. You know, it would still, I'm sure in some way, it would still make them money, you know, come back around and benefit them. I want to have that much faith in giant faceless corporations. I just don't. But the idea is really cool, Seth. I think so. Conformity Gate is, excuse me. Conformity Gate is starting to feel like the Camp Krusty episode of The Simpsons. Krusty is coming. Krusty is coming. I'm Mr. Black. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's happening. So is it midnight Eastern? What are we going for? It would be, I think it would be tomorrow at like whatever time that, what time is the actual documentary supposed to drop? I think that's 8 p.m. Eastern. So let me look it up here. One Last Adventure, Stranger Things release time. So yeah, it's going to be, it is going to be midnight Pacific. Interesting. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess you can plan on me going live again later on tonight just to see if it happens. I don't want to be caught with my pants down, so to speak. Yeah, it is 3 a.m. Eastern on Monday the 12th. So I am going to be jumping on in, I think, just to see. What's happening, Kelly? One of our great channel members. How are you doing? So great to see you. Just 31 degrees out there. All right. We got Adrian jumping on in, saying hello from Brazil. How are you doing, Adrian? Thank you so much for joining us. Holy cow, we have 50 people here in watching the stream. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, all that good stuff. Rick B. Jammin says, hey, Davey Deathray, I hope all is well for you, or going well. Yeah, everything is going pretty all right. You Conspiracy says, as someone who makes a living discussing conspiracy theories, this is definitely not passing the sniff test, and something weird is going on for sure. Well, I think people are benefiting. People are seeing that there's a lot of excitement about this, right? So there are content creators that are, you know, diving into the theories and looking at like the quote unquote evidence and all that stuff. And then there are content creators like me who are much lazier and just reacting to all of that. How about that? Let's see what else we got. Slasher Fred is in the house. What's happening, Slasher Fred? So good to see ya. We got Gaz Hearsome joining us as well. Hope you are doing awesomely, Gaz. Thank you so much for jumping on in, man. Erie, Indiana. Oh, okay. I think I saw that here. One of my favorite shows before Stranger Things was Erie, Indiana with Omri Katz. It was about a teen who moved to a Stepford-like town. I remember that show existing. I never saw it, though. I don't think I ever saw it. I was fucking nervous on that live. I need tips or something. I thought you did great, man. I don't think... you didn't sound nervous to me. So, if it was your first time, like, doing a live, then, yeah, you'll probably just get more comfortable as you go on. But I didn't, like... Yeah, nothing was like, oh, my gosh, I feel bad for... you know, both or either one of you. I thought you guys were rocking it. So yeah, no worries, man. You're always gonna, like, there's always nerves, right? Like every time before I go live, there's a little bit of nerves for sure too. Instead of Conformity Gate or Meta Gate, since if it goes the style of New Nightmare. Yeah, and I think we're just rolling with the Conformity Gate thing. This is just an extension of that, and it's the New Nightmare theory or the A Nightmare on Elm Street theory or whatever. I like calling it One Last Nightmare instead of One Last Adventure. Just because I'm a nerd like that. It definitely doesn't make sense and isn't on par for this kind of show, meaning the finale made 0 sense for a show that trains and told their audience to pay attention to detail. Yeah, I think that's what makes it kind of frustrating that it isn't coming to fruition, Erica. We'll see. We will see later on tonight. But I think that's what makes it frustrating, is it's just confirmation that the finale is the finale, which unfortunately I think is true. We got Trust One God 100 jumping in, says, not gonna lie, even if it doesn't come out tomorrow, I will still believe. Way too much evidence. And yeah, let's just like kind of take a look at this whole thing. Thank you so much for joining us, by the way. Trust One God, first time here, maybe. You're kicking it with the Death Squad. Hope you enjoy hanging out with us. This is an amazing group of people over here in the chat, right? They're in the chat. There you go. Amazing group of folks. Really quick, before we do jump in on the theory stuff, I want to let you guys know there's a batch of Stranger Things polls that are on the community tab of the YouTube page. So if you guys missed the last stream or you missed me saying it, I put out this idea of how about we rewrite that finale just for shits and giggles, just for fun. It's not like we're so hurt that we have to reinvent the whole thing, or we're not gonna start a petition. We're not gonna try to get anyone to film this or anything. This is just a fun little group therapy, passionate fan exercise. Not exorcise, but exercise. And yeah, let's rewrite this finale. We can even rewrite it in a couple chunks. Like we can have like a setup writing session and then a payoff that's like the final battle and epilogue and all that stuff. But I do want to let you guys know there are like 6 polls, I think, up on the page. So we're voting for some character deaths, and we're voting for bringing a character back that's either been actually killed off or just pushed out of the writing of the show. So make sure you jump on over to the community tab, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff, participate in the polls, because those are going to be some critical decisions. And then what we're going to do is when we jump into the live chat to actually, or, the live stream to actually write this thing, I'm going to take the results from the polls at that time. And I am going to, we're going to use those as a basis. So here, I'll show you guys really quick. How about this? We're going to get to the theory talk. I just wanted to show you guys some stuff So right there, guys, we've got which one of these characters doesn't make it out alive, and we got our mains: Will, Mike, Dustin, and Lucas. So you got to vote there. Then we have a female batch of main characters: Nancy, Max, Erica, Robin. Which one of those characters dies in our finale? These are all going to be deaths. We're going to add stakes. Characters are going to die in our version, and it's going to be up to you guys to figure this out. So this is interactive, super fun, and then we're going to actually do the writing on a live stream, so it's going to be even more interactive. But right now you can interact with these polls. The next one is the adults, the parental figures: Joyce, Hopper, Ted, or Karen. Which one's got to go? I knew it would be Ted. No one's dares kill Joyce there so far. The next batch are going to be like our side guy characters, so like Murray, Steve, Mr. Clark, and Jonathan. And then we're going to go our side lady characters, so Vicky, Kali, Dr. K, and Holly. Wow, somebody has voted to kill Holly. That's some dark shit, whoever did that. I mean, I'm not responsible, even though I put her on the poll. And then we got our next batch, which is which one of these characters do you want to see make a return? So we have Susie, Argyle, Barb. I'm surprised Barb only has 17%. And Eddie. I'm not surprised that Eddie is winning the category. I thought that Barb would maybe give pause to some people, and they'd be like, oh shit, I love Eddie, but how cool would it have been to see Barb come back? So there you guys go. That's just, and that just gives you an idea of what you can vote on currently in the on the YouTube side of things for the polls. And then we'll jump into a live stream and we'll work out all the other details and do live polls for that. So there you go. Speaking of live polls, I think we have one going on the stream right now for if you think this documentary thing is just fugazi. Is One Last Adventure going to be a plain old documentary or a secret finale to Stranger Things? And 54% of 50 people think it's just a documentary. So almost a coin flip right there. I think that's probably just like 26 of the votes probably. Yeah. I'm not the greatest at math, but I think that is correct. Okay, so a secret finale inspired by New Nightmare. And, what do people really mean? I would imagine most of you have seen Wes Craven's New Nightmare and you know exactly what I'm talking about. But to give you sort of the short and skinny on it and everything, some people are speculating that the documentary is a meta episode that's going to be similar to Wes Craven's New Nightmare, where the supernatural events of the show seep into the real lives of the actors and creators. That would be the biggest swing. If that were true, it would be probably the most epic ending, as long as it wasn't like, complete trash. I think Wes Craven's New Nightmare is awesome. So I think it's possible to do something like this. In fact, I'd kind of like to see the Scream franchise do something like this, where a movie takes place, over a weekend at a horror convention or something like that. Would be really cool. Where the actors are playing themselves, all that kind of fun stuff. But yeah, basically, we're still rolling with the Conformity Gate idea, or Conformity Gate ideas of there being a secret episode 9 because of some of the visual choices that have been made. The fact that maybe Vecna has the audience under a mind control, or that the actual finale happened in Mike's mind. And, people are seeing all sorts of clues and giveaways. One of the big ones that I saw is when when Henry is speaking to the children. I don't know if it's the beginning of the finale or right, an episode leading up to that, but he's basically looking right at the camera, kind of looking right at the audience, and describing, the world that he came from, which is like this world of light and all this kind of stuff. So somebody was like, that's him talking to us. I don't know. I don't think the Duffers are like that smart. Maybe us fans are giving them a little bit more credit, because I'm not saying that the show is stupid or anything, guys. I don't think the show is stupid, but I think it's relatively straightforward. For the most part, right? So it's like, usually we get all of the, reveals and revelations by the end of a season that we need to fully understand that season. So I haven't felt like they've really left us hanging too much in this show. I just think that the 5th season was so jarring that a lot of the fans don't want to believe that that's it, that it's going to actually round out like that. But I do think that is what's going to happen. I don't think we're going to get a new Nightmare kind of ending, but that would be really cool. It would be just a really interesting creative decision. Yeah, especially with like how far they took it, I suppose. I don't know. Wes Craven's New Nightmare is great. When I go back and watch it, it used to be in my top 3. I think it's probably my 4th favorite in the Elm Street franchise now at this point. It does run a little long for me. I think that if it were maybe like 10 to 15 minutes shorter, you know, something like that, that it would, you know, it would have much better pacing for me. But I do really like a lot of the ideas in Wes Craven's New Nightmare. And I think it's one of the best films in a franchise that is just like, you know, it's my 3rd favorite out of the big 3. I'm not too precious about Elm Street or anything like that. And I mean, either way, I'm interested in watching this documentary and checking it out. So maybe there'll be a surprise there. Who knows? Who knows? I'm going to catch up with you guys and see what you all are saying here. I'm going to scroll back up. Okay, here we go. I think I'm all caught up. Shoddy is excited for the doc. Hell yeah. Techno Kid says the last Nightmare on Elm Street was scary as fuck. Are you talking about the 2010 remake? That one was tough for me, but I know some people, like, I know it's got its love. Holy cow, we have 76 people watching. You guys are amazing. Jump on down, click that like button. Make sure you show the stream some love. It certainly helps other people jump on in. And if you're joining us for the first time, let us know in the chat. Don't be shy. We have a great group, an awesome community. I thrive off of audience interaction and engagement, so I want to hear from you guys. If you have any questions or if you have any theories or something to say about Stranger Things Season 5, you know, whether or not you believe that there is going to be a secret finale, let me know that as well. Just whatever you got, let it go and let me know. Yes, hit that like button. Thank you. Thank you. I do have a goal started. It's all for fun. The super chats are not required or anything, but I will do a bonus stream this week if you guys meet that goal of, what is it? 10 super chats of $2 or more. And we do have the Discord, totally free to join. If it does come out, Barb will be in a small scene because she said on the red carpet thing for season 5 finale, she saw a glimpse of her body or something. Yeah, we see a sliver of her. I think it's just a flashback, right? Like one of Nancy's flashbacks. Is that at the end of season 4? Or was that in the first batch of season 5? I can't even remember. Erica picked Mike, Nancy, Ted. Karen is going to lose it in my world. Yeah. Yeah, Erica is voting for all of the Wheelers just to bite the dust. How about that? At the time, I didn't even realize I was wiping out the whole Wheeler family. Well, I guess you left Karen. You did leave Karen. She can go find some young stud, right? You know, she almost, you know, she was enticed by Billy, right? So she can find some young hottie or something. Voted Barb. We got Eddie. Barb who? Eddie forever. I love it. Nightmare Files is joining us, one of our great channel members. Hope you're doing well, bud. Thank you so much for jumping on in. We got Konoha Ninja. There we go. Konoha Ninja. Eddie as a resurrected D&D style monster. Yes. What is it? Kaz? Something like that. I think it would be cool if Eddie were, resurrected as like Vecna's right-hand man that like ends up turning against him. I guess that would be like so much like Vader and the Emperor in Return of the Jedi. Yeah, maybe you don't want to do that, but something like that. You know, we're not writing it right now. We'll jump into a stream for that. But if Eddie, in fact, wins, we will find a really fun, creative way to bring him back. We're not just going to bring him back normal just so he can be regular Eddie. Like, he will be some sort of creature, some sort of conflicted creature. It would be cool. It would be cool. We got Destin hanging out with us as well. What's happening, Destin? So good to see you. Always a pleasure. Hope you're doing well, bud. Hope the new year is treating you well also. We got Joel from Darkroom Review says, I'm over this show. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, Joel. I can't blame you. I am having fun just talking about all the what ifs and everything and hanging out with everyone and having the discussion continue. But I am really looking forward to us writing our own version of the finale. I think that'll be a lot of fun. So even if you're so over the show but you want to participate in that, you can vote in those polls that are on the page. And then you can join us we'll probably do 2 live streams to do the setup and then to knock everything down. So, we can just have some fun with it. Take the piss out of it. How about that? Josh is jumping in, says it's cute, but it's not a deep show. People just don't want to accept that they expected something less character focused for season 5 and did not get it. Yeah, and I don't even know if it's less character focused. I think it's not the fact that they focus on the characters. They focus on kind of like waste of time sort of stuff, at least in my opinion, Josh. So I think in season 5, they're focusing on a lot of beef that should have already been figured out. Like, stuff's been weird with Nancy and Jonathan. It was weird all of season 4. They really should have wrapped it up at the end of season 4. Like, we didn't need so much of that. They're still figuring it out in episode 6 or something like that, right? That's when they have the whole melty room scene and all that. So it took a long time to get to things that really should have been addressed early and should have been addressed more economically, as far as let's get this figured out so we can really have some high stakes and some meaningful things happening in season 5, because I don't think a lot of what happens in season 5 is very meaningful or very consequential. Not, at least not proportionate to how much time we had to spend watching all of it. But yeah, I hear you. I don't think it's that deep of a show. I think it's a very good show. But I think some of the things that people see as hints and clues and, we're able to derive theories from, I think a lot of those things just are kind of just accidents. It's like you could watch so many movies and you can notice things and find things and, think you're seeing something that you're not. And I do think it is a way that, Stranger Things fans are trying to cope with not liking season 5 and not being completely happy with the finale. So yeah, for sure. Hit that damn like button. Exactly. Guys, listen to Nightmare Files. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Be cool about it. Are you waiting to see if the episode will drop? We're not going to wait on this particular stream. Riyadh, thank you so much for joining us. I really do appreciate it. Sounds like it's going to be dropping at about 3 a.m. Eastern. So I plan on jumping on live in the middle of the night, essentially, and seeing if anything's going to happen. So I will be here later on just to check on it. I don't know how late or how long I'm going to go on that live. If nothing drops, if it's just the documentary, maybe we could do a watch party for the documentary. I don't know how many people would be up or would wake up for that kind of thing, but I might go ahead and do it anyways. So how about that? In fact, you know what I'm going to do, guys? Give me just one sec. I'm going to close out this poll, the very first poll. So it looks like we have 65 votes there on this poll. Let me see what the exact numbers are here. I will catch up on the chat here. Nightmare Files, I am in Arizona time zone. So right now we're on Mountain Time. So it's about 20 minutes to 6. So guys, the poll is One Last Adventure going to be a plain old documentary or a secret finale to Stranger Things? I believe narrowly won with 51% of 78 votes, and Just a Doc lost with 49% of those 78 votes. So how about that? That is pretty wild. I'm going to start a new poll though. If I go live at 3 a.m. Eastern, how about that? Wow. For a watch party of the what is it called? One Last Adventure? Okay, will you join? Oh my gosh, I can't even, oh geez. Sorry guys. YouTube's limiting how many characters I can have. There we go. Okay, I think I made it happy. Okay. There we go. Let's see what you guys say. I'm curious to know what y'all would have to say to that. Okay, here we go. I'm going to jump back in with everything. Kaz did become a vampire in D&D. There we go. We could do something like that. Eddie should be resurrected as a ... bat. How about the bat that is the boss from the first level of Castlevania? How about that, Nightmare Files? I enjoy horror movies, not sadistic psycho butcher movies. It's the scary factor where it catches you off guard. Yeah, I mean, I guess everyone's got their own opinion of what a sadistic psycho butcher movie would be. Because, like, you could say, you know, Friday the 13th might fit the bill for somebody, and then somebody else might be like, well, I think it's more like Terrifier is sadistic psycho butcher. And then some people might say things far more extreme than even Terrifier, which, believe it or not, do exist out there. Zet says, I believe, and has a picture of a very adorable kitty cat. All right, so there we go. That's part of our 51% right now. Boom, Wild Man Beyond says, if this documentary is the real episode tomorrow, then Max better have powers, and they need to use more prints. And it's going to be in the middle of the night when this thing drops. So that makes me think that it's extra not going to be a secret episode, because they would want to make sure that everyone watched this thing. They would want it to break the friggin' internet, right? But I'm going to be there, and answer the poll in the chat to let me know if you're going to be there as well. Bring Eddie back as the Iron Maiden Eddie monster. There you go. That's a great idea, Steph. I love it. I love it. Well, we're not going to stay here the whole time. I'm probably going to be live for about an hour, maybe a little bit longer. We'll see. Ted Wheeler spinoff. Oh, yeah. It would be called Language with an exclamation point. There's a Ted prequel. It's called Married with Children. I love it. Oh, I love it. The fourth is going to go to Mr. Clark. Okay, so somebody finally voted Mr. Clark. There you go. Did I see how the finale script was supposed to be red, but in the table read for the reel, they posted it was white? I did not know that. Surprised at how many people want Steve dead. Yes, they're very okay with Steve dying out of those extra cast members. Like, you'd rather have Steve die than Jonathan? What the heck? Sean G is dropping a $5 Canadian. Thank you so much for dropping that super chat, Sean. Really do appreciate you, bud. You are a total rock star, and our goal has officially kicked off with that very first super chat, though. I will be up at 3 your time getting ready for the gym. All right, there we go. Nightmare Files is fit and trim there. I will not be awake at 3 a.m. no matter what. Oh, not even for me, Erica? Not even for me? Come on. I think when you try to focus too much on logic and stakes, you naturally sacrifice emotional depth. Maybe in a book you can focus on everything, but TV needs priority. Well, Josh, I think the 5th season feels very much different than like seasons 3 and 4, which have a lot of stakes. They still have plenty of emotion, and I don't think that that's sacrificed. I think that I think it's the opposite kind of what you're saying. I think in season 5 they focused way too much on melodrama stuff, and really just drew out every little conflict as much as they could. 10 hours of characters just trying to get along, characters that we know that we've watched for 4 seasons already. So I felt like it was them bringing everything kind of to a grinding halt, unfortunately, because they didn't really know what they wanted to do, or at least they didn't know what they wanted to do enough to fill an entire season. So they decided to have like 10-minute long excruciating scenes where Jonathan and Nancy are like trying to figure out their shit, and should have already had that figured out for sure. What's happening, Eli Cortez, one of our great channel members and Death Squad mods? How are you doing, Eli? So good to see you, man. Thank you for joining us. Yes, guys, make sure you hit that like button. Don't screw up. Hit that like. NVIDIA 4090 says, the show's over. Get over it. That's 2 overs in the same sentence. I will not allow it, NVIDIA. I will allow many things on my channel, but not 2 overs in the same sentence. Is there a chance the episode could come out in 15 minutes? I do not think so. I don't think this thing's happening, but I think it's fun to talk about it. Not a fan of Stranger Things, just wanted to stop by and say hello and kick off the super chats. Watching football. Ooh, what's going on in that Niners-Eagles game? Is it close at all? I know it was close the last time I checked in. They've got to be rounding it out. All right, so San Francisco is ahead and has the ball, and it looks like this thing is going to be wrapped up. Looks like it's all over. How about that? How about that? The night game should be great tonight. Chargers at Patriots. That should be a really good one. I kind of want to watch some of that one. So that's why I'm going to be hanging out here with you guys for a bit. But this isn't going to be as long of a stream as they've been for the last couple nights. Look at that. Eli Cortez has been a member for 17 months. That is absolutely incredible. Thank you so much, Eli. I really do appreciate you, bud. You are a pillar of the community. You're an amazing moderator. You're such a good friend. You know, Eli, we text back and forth. He gives me scoops on news stories and all sorts of fun stuff. So yeah, thank you so much, bud. Really do appreciate you. And yes, thank you, Erica, for reminding everyone that it's for fun. And I do think that the people that jump in to say, like, just get over it or whatever, they just read the title of the stream. They don't even correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to be accusing anybody of anything. But I get it. You just want to run in and say, like, this is stupid. And it could be stupid. I mean, admittedly, there's plenty of stuff on YouTube that is relatively stupid, right? Eddie Steve spinoff. There you go. We just want Eddie to break the Vecna trance. Yeah, maybe Vecna could, like, in our fun little fan rewrite, maybe Vecna could actually do some stuff in season 5. It'd be really cool. Either way, the documentary is going to break the internet because remember, Netflix broke down the 7th for a fake episode that did not come out. Yeah, and they broke down the very first when part 1 came out, volume 1 came out. That was a internet breaking moment as well. Sadie Sink made a joke on Fallon saying when she watched it, she was like, "What's with the podcast with Holly? When should we be running?" or something like that. What's with the podcast with Holly when we should be running? Interesting. So there's something, maybe they showed a version of the cast that we didn't see, or there is some sort of secret episode. Do any of those cast members go on a show that isn't Jimmy Fallon? Wouldn't mind most OG characters wiping, to be honest. Would have been a better ending. Well, then you should go on over to my YouTube page, go to the community tab, because I just dropped like 6 polls, because we're going to do a fun little fan rewrite on a live stream, or we're actually going to do 2 live streams. So participate in the polls, because that's going to decide, you know, who doesn't make it out. I think there's going to be 5 characters that are going to bite the dust, at least, including 11. Surprise, surprise. So 11's not in any of the polls because we're getting rid of her. That's the only way I see things ending, you know, in a way that makes sense to me. So that one's not up for debate. But then also there's a poll to vote on who comes back from a previous season as well. So I think that's what we got. 6 polls up there. Let's see what we got. Killer Tony says, I mean, at this point, there has to come something tomorrow. Yeah, we are going to get the documentary. It's whether or not the doc is going to be a secret last episode or like a meta textual kind of Wes Craven's New Nightmare sort of thing. And holy cow, folks, we have broken 100 people watching the stream. Thank you so much for joining the Davey Deathray stream. If this is your very first time, extra special welcome to you. You are kicking it with the Death Squad, the best community on YouTube. So welcome on in. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when I go live later on tonight when this documentary drops to find out what the hell is what. And if you want to watch that with me, I'm considering doing a watch party. Go ahead and let me know in the poll that's currently in the chat there if that's something you'd be interested in. It is going to be in the middle of the night, guys. So just know that. But I will be here to at least see what's what with this documentary. And if enough of you are down, then we'll do a little watch party of it. Now, understand, I can't show it on the screen, okay? So you have to find your own stream and all that good stuff. Okay. Let's see here. You're basically asking for characters who don't make mistakes, but that's not authentic to any human experience. No, I'm definitely not asking for that. I'm asking for the writers to just do a better job. That's what I'm asking for. No, they can make mistakes. I mean, in season 4, they have all that tension anyways. I have no problem with the tension. I think they didn't expedite any of the drama or any of the tension in season 5. I watched seasons 3 and 4, Josh, for the very first time right before season 5 dropped. And there is a huge difference between the rhythm, the pacing, the writing, and the characterization of these characters. So it's not, this isn't something I'm making up to where I'm just upset that they didn't kill off enough people or anything like that. It's not that at all. It's that the Duffers laid everything out so well, and then in the 5th season seemed to forget the secret sauce that made their meal so damn tasty. Let's see here. She was referring to them talking forever. When they should be in a hurry. Gotcha. Oh, the podcast. Okay. Yeah, that was a rough one, man. That was a rough scene. She could have just been like walking her to the thing instead of just bailing on her. Again, I don't even think Holly needs to be in season 5 as that, she doesn't need to be a main character in season 5. It wasn't necessary. I got plenty of polls. Do you think there will be a trailer before the so-called BTS? Well, they did drop a trailer for the behind the scenes, maybe like a week and a half ago, or maybe just about a week ago, something like that. So you can watch a trailer just for the behind the scenes. There's no inkling that it is going to be a secret episode. Erica. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes when I'm in like stream mode, if it's not abundantly clear to me, I'm kind of an idiot. I'll just say that. I'm on autopilot when I'm streaming, and I need all of the help I can get. So I appreciate you ladies looking out for me and making sure that I understand the very should be easy to understand sentences that you're writing, but my foggy live stream brain just won't let me. Yeah, Mike, wake up, dude, wake up. We need this secret episode. Welcome on in, No Sam. Hope you're doing well. Or maybe it's No Sam, but I just see like, no, Sam, no. I had a dog named Sam, so we had to say No Sam, no. Maybe an alternate ending. Maybe. Let's see here. We got our awesome Discord. Guys, the Discord is fun and kind of popping off. In the middle of the night, I go walking in my sleep. Right? Flip it upside down, yo. Let's see here. You're a joke, man. I love that. You're a joke, man. It says, is episode coming in 8 minutes? I don't think so. I think so. The documentary drops at 3 a.m. Eastern. But let's go ahead and bring up Netflix and let's get my little booty logged in just so I can make sure. How about that? There we go. Still just 8 episodes in season 5, just so you guys know. And then I'll let you know if there, anything pops up about the documentary. But the documentary comes out at 3 a.m. Eastern there. You're a joke, man. Call sign, man. Bear Pig says the ending was so bad because they thought all the woke watchers would be more satisfied with Will being gay and owning a coming out screen time rather than there being a good ending. I mean, I don't think the coming out thing ultimately affected the way I felt about the finale. I just felt the writing overall wasn't very good. So that to me wasn't I figured we were going to get something like that because we've known that Will's gay for quite a while, the audience has known. So I've if you're going to make it kind of obvious that the character is gay and the character's holding it in, and it's something that goes on for, years, literally years within the show, and then also years within our lives. I don't have any issue with them addressing that. It is odd that Murray's there and Kali is there. They don't really know Will. Do they need to be there for that moment? I think there just could have been it would have been more interesting to see that done in a different way rather than the entire group and the predictable group hug and all of that stuff. It's a lot of build up for something that just kind of goes as planned, I guess. I just think there was a lot of bad writing overall. That's pretty much just how I feel. And it's not even really driven by anything political. At least my disdain has nothing to do with that. Yeah. Killer Tony says, our theory is that the behind the scenes will become the secret episode, like in the movie where the Duffers got a few ideas for Stranger Things. Yes, we were talking about, secret finale is inspired by New Nightmare, like it says down there, is what we were chatting about for sure. I think that that would be really, really cool. I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be cool. Hulk and Brent says it doesn't fix the mediocre season 5. Yeah, season 5 is not very good. Not very good. Pretty disappointing, I will say. Let's see here. Stranger Things 5 will be a shit stain on the show's legacy, says Eddie Henderson, but I will still rewatch the first 4 seasons. I think Game of Thrones was damaged more by its final season. Gotcha. Yeah, and I never finished Game of Thrones. I watched like the first couple seasons of that show. I've been saying on here, Eddie, and by the way, welcome to the chat. Thanks for kicking it with us, man. I've been saying here I'll watch like the first 4 seasons and then I'll just skip to the finale. Because the finale I can stomach. It's all of the lead up to the finale that was just like really excruciatingly boring to me and was like a total crawl. It was like getting kneecapped at the very end of the race and everyone's sitting there in the stands like cheering you on, but it's taking a long time and they just want you to cross the finish line so they can go home. Like they started out cheering for you and then they feel like now you're taking advantage. That's how season 5 felt to me. Pennywise's right testicle would beat Vecna. Maybe. Well, yeah, because Vecna just sort of sits around all season 5. He's just literally sitting there. Cody jumping on in says, I was kind of late on my first watch of Stranger Things, somewhere between seasons 4 and 5. But when I was watching it the first time, I had this silly thought that Ted Wheeler was working for Papa. Man, what does Ted do? He is just so boring, isn't he? Is he some sort of accountant? Not to knock any accountants that might be in the chat. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it was pretty rough. It was pretty rough. Ted Wheeler definitely works for the government in some way. I could see that. Postal worker, something like that. In the new episode, the twist will be Robin saying she doesn't like girls and she bangs Steve. Yeah, I mean, they could be there for each other in a time of need, right? I could see that. There's some hot fan fiction for you. Like they know it's forbidden and they know it's not going to work, you know, and it's not going to last, but they both just need a little something, you know? I totally disagree, Josh. Sorry, I'm just going to disagree with you one more time. The expectations that I have, and I've said this before on previous streams, but I think this is your first time, Josh. The expectations I have came from seasons 3 and 4. I mean, really from the whole show, but seasons 3 and 4 are some of the best TV I've ever seen in my life. Certainly the best streaming television, some of that. So those set up some expectations. And then the things that the Duffers and the performers were saying about season 5, like, oh, these episodes made us cry, all this kind of stuff, like that built the expectations. So my expectations that I had for season 5 were built solely on the back of the show that I really enjoyed up to that point. So, you know, just because you don't like something, it doesn't mean that you don't like it for an unfair reason, right? I think that's important to remember. I think a lot of people can jump to that. Somebody doesn't like something and they think, oh, you don't like it because for some weird, like, you don't like it because you're racist or you're sexist or your expectations, like you built up your own expectations. Like, no, I'd like just judging it within the scope of Stranger Things. Season 5 was not very good. And that's just my opinion, you know? So, but I can explain my opinion, and I can explain why I didn't just make up some expectations. It wasn't like going into The Last Jedi and you've only had like one movie and The Last Jedi sort of like falls short of what you wanted because, you know, there was so little to indicate what we could have expected. Whereas Stranger Things season 5, it took however many years, to 4 years or whatever it was, to make that season, 3 or 4 years. And there were 4 seasons, 4 really good seasons of TV leading up to it. So yeah, it's a pretty big miss. What's happening, Katie and her dolls? Hope you are doing well, miss. Thank you so much for coming on back. I remember you from the other night when we had our bonkers stream. So really do appreciate you jumping on in, and I hope you're doing well. What was season 5's theme to begin with? Like every season had its own theme. I think with season 5, it was just the overarching theme of the entire show, which is about letting go. The kids letting go of their childhood and becoming adults, and the adults letting go of their children and letting them make their own decisions, even if it results in mistakes, heartbreak, even if it goes against the wishes of the parents, like to actually like let go. So I think letting go is the overarching theme of Stranger Things, and they focused more on that in season 5, but not as much as they did with their interpersonal drama. Plot twist: all characters got Vecna'd, and we all don't find out until the alt shows come out and the new characters find them asleep in the Upside Down. Had this thought recently. Okay, like the spin-off is going to be the retcon. Is that what you're saying? Katie, the documentary comes out at 3 a.m. Eastern. How about that? How about that? I will be back to check it out. Don't you worry. Ted works for a haunted casino. Watch his new spinoff, Wheeler Dealer. Oh, Raggedy Man. Will you ever learn? No, I like that. I dig that, actually. What do you think? He's like a blackjack dealer? Like the most unassuming blackjack dealer ever? At this point, they should just announce a new episode coming later this year, then film it, if they haven't, to save their asses. I guess, yeah, you're a joke man. So are you saying that all of this hoopla and, the fact that this has gone viral is that should be an indication to the Duffers that they need to get into gear and actually shoot something and give the fans what they secretly want? Or not even secretly anymore, right? See here. 1 day until the party. Yeah, not even 1 day, because it's going to be in 7 hours is when that documentary drops. How about that? Erica brings up a good point here. We were also told there would be a meta ending, a Black Christmas, 5 deaths, a twist we'd never see coming. Those are all things the cast and the Duffers said, so they set up expectations. Oh yeah, they definitely set up a bunch of expectations. And yeah, Millie Bobby Brown said it was a meta ending. We definitely didn't get that. Or she doesn't know what meta means, and she just thought that like the whole 11 maybe being alive or alive in Mike's mind, if she thinks that that's meta because she doesn't understand what meta means. That could be a thing. I don't know how intelligent she is. Jetski23 says this show had potential to go down as an all-time great, but failed. Dark smokes it out of the water. I don't think I've seen a show called Dark. Maybe I should check it out. But yeah, I still think the show's pretty solid, but not a good ending, unfortunately. Eddie says if season 3 feels uneven between Steve and Robin, the original plan was Robin was going to be a love interest for Steve, but Maya pushed for her being gay. I don't know why the Duffers caved in. Oh, I had no idea about that. Yeah, I mean, I think it all works, like with Robin. Either way, it would have worked for me. Like, I really like her character in season 3. And I like her character in season 4. Season 5, I wish she was given a little bit more to do. She's like there, but they really haven't, like, other than talking to Will and kind of counseling him through everything, she doesn't have much to do, unfortunately. I wanted more for her. I like her. Let's see here. Hey, all. In my opinion, season 5 wasn't the worst, but it was the worst Stranger Things season. I think so. And guys, I have something set up if you guys want to do a live audience tier maker ranking of the Stranger Things seasons. Would you guys be into that? Let me know in the chat. Give a thumbs up or something like that. If you want to do a live tier maker ranking, it would be really quick. There's just 5 seasons. We're not doing like character ranking or episode rankings or anything like that. It would just be seasons 1 through 5, just to see where you guys rank them collectively. I'd be very interested, especially since we have about 100 people here hanging out with us. So if you want to do that, we can get that going. I already have it set up to to roll right into it. I'm just having a hard time getting over the ending, says call sign man bear pig. After the finale fight, my wife and I kept checking the remaining runtime, blown away at how much was left, yet nothing happened. Yes. No, I totally agree with you there. I was like, oh my God, we're getting like 45 minutes of just everything's fine. Like roundup, epilogue. That was a lot of time. And yeah, I think the finale, like the final battle, could have been so much more epic. Like we didn't really see our side characters doing very much to the kaiju monster. That was just that was very abbreviated. The fight between 11 and Vecna was pretty abbreviated. It was a bunch of like paint by numbers, get in and get out. Like, yeah, it didn't really stand out. That final battle, there wasn't anything like truly epic about it. Other than that, there were a couple shots of the kaiju and 11 in the same frame, and the scale and scope of the monster was really cool, but I didn't think that they did very much with that monster, unfortunately. All right, Dart the Silly Demogorgon says tomorrow is the party of Stranger Things Season 5, Episode 9. Well, it might be 3 a.m. Eastern. If it's when the documentary drops, that's when the documentary drops, so keep an eye out. Shan 2x1 says it just dropped at 8. I doubt that's real, but I do have Netflix up here, so it's always worth a refresh. But refresh to me just means refresh, but I don't buy what this character's saying. Yeah, it's still just the 8 episodes, guys, here on Netflix. There's no secret episode that's dropped here. Even if I go to the all episodes, nothing extra added. But 3 a.m. Eastern, we are getting that documentary, and I will be back here live, about a half hour before, just to, chit chat and get geared up for it, just in case we want to watch it together. Just in case. I think season 2+ are based on the 4 horsemen. First, famine with the vines killing the crops. 3 was the plague with the diseased rats. 4 was war with Hopper being a POW, and multiple mentions of a war. All right. I dig that. I like that insight. Though 5 didn't really deliver on death. No, it did not. There were no stakes in season 5. No stakes at all. Oh yeah, totally, Josh. Yeah, I mean, that's, we get passionate about the things that we love and everything, and we like talking about the art that we enjoy, and having like a good, nuanced, healthy, respectful debate for sure. Yeah. And yeah, none of this stuff really like ultimately matters in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, nothing. I certainly am no bent out of shapeness over here on my end, just to let you know. Okay, let's see what else we got going here. We got Joshua hanging out with us. How are you doing, Joshua? Welcome on in. You're kicking it with the Death Squad. It looks like it might happen in the middle of the night. If it does, that's when the documentary's dropping. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, because I will be going live before that documentary drops, just to see, although I don't expect it. If that is a meta ending, then I wonder what she considers Breaking Bad's ending. Must be godly. I still need to see Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Never seen either one of those. Dark is the best show ever made. I've never heard of it. Better than Mystery Science Theater 3000? I don't know about that. If Vecna lives, that means the Mind Flayer is alive too. Well, I think the Mind Flayer could still be alive. Everyone's saying with all the dust and everything coming out of the kids, that technically means the Mind Flayer could still be alive. We're looking at about 7 hours there, Riyadh. Yeah, haven't seen Dark. Haven't even heard of it, Jay. Well, welcome back in, Jay. I think this is maybe the second or third time you've jumped in. So appreciate you hanging out with us. Dude, please do us all a favor. Give it a shot. Let us know what you think. Have a feeling you're going to enjoy it. Where can I watch Dark? Erica gives a thumbs up. Linda wants to do the tier maker ranking as well. More tiers and pressing buttons. So it sounds like Ray is being, I feel like sarcasm is kind of the default setting, because she's laughing here. But I do think that Ray would actually get a kick out of it, because it would just be another opportunity for her to rail on season 5 by picking the worst possible, spot. How about it, guys? You want to get this ranking going? Well, now you're all just giving your rankings. That's no fun. That's no fun. Let's see here. Okay, guys, I'm going to skip to the top of the chat, or bottom of the chat, as it were. Netflix. I can watch Dark on Netflix. Okay. Greatest TV show people have never heard of. Oh, wow. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. I will... Here's what I'll do, because I have Netflix open right now. I will just add it to my list right now. You just made the list. Dark. There we go. Okay. Add to my list. All right. Done. Done and done. How do you like me now? Okay. Do you guys want to knock this tier maker ranking out? I guess we could go through these tabs. I don't think this is happening tonight, guys, but I will be back with the documentary. And yes, of course, we can still have fun with it. You know how we can have fun with it? Is we can do our own fan rewrite. That's right. We're going to do a dual live stream fan rewrite of the finale just for funsies. This isn't a petition. This isn't to try to get anyone to actually change this, make it canon, anything like that. It's just for shits and giggles. Go on over to the community tab on the Davey Deathray YouTube page, because I have polls up right now that you can vote in for character deaths and even bringing a character back. So all sorts of fun stuff over there. I might even add some other polls later today. So make sure you're subscribed, hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when I drop something new, either a pre-recorded video or a, live stream or something like that. Sometimes I just go live on a whim. You never know. You never know, but we certainly can still have fun with it. And here we go. Stranger Things all seasons live audience ranking. What do you say? I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. Boom. There we go. How about it, guys? Really quick, I just want to use these because they're fun. I'm going to give you guys a nice round of applause. Oh, it's so good. And then we got this really nice heartbeat. Crazy, right? We also have an explosion, guys. How about this? And then when you guys are upset with me because I say something that bums you out, and then when you guys put bubblegum in the bottom tier when we're doing a candy ranking, and I have, I'm disappointed in you. And then when I try to stand up for myself, you guys. There we go. And then when someone says something naughty in the chat. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's go ahead and jump on into this. I don't think I have an oh no button. Yeah, Bubblegum Gate is real, guys. Oh my God. Yeah, if you missed it, you're going to have to check out that stream. Let's see here. 80s Kid says, I think most of us can agree that season 5 didn't live up to its predecessors, but overall, these nearly 10 years have still been a great ride. I agree. I don't think the season 5 ruins anything. It definitely is not the note you want to go out on, but I don't think it ruins anything. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and get this going. Well, and it might not be top tier, Brad. These jokers put it all in the bottom. Every kind of bubble gum. Like they hate bubble tape. Like you just hate double bubbles got to go in the bottom. Come on. What are we doing? We're just being mean now, I crashed out. I did not crash out. It's not because it wasn't in the top tier. It's because it was in the bottom tier. I was very offended. Okay. Decoded says, so you'll go live later tonight when episode 9 drops at 9:45. See you there. It's going to be 3 a.m. Eastern. So it's going to be pretty damn late. I don't even know. I guess I don't know what crash out means because I thought it meant really losing your shit. Yeah. Definitely crashed out. I should have ended the stream. That's a crash out, right? What's happening, David? Hope you're doing well. Big League Chew is great too. I'm a big Bazooka fan also. So there you go. I like it all. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get this going. Stranger Things, all seasons, live audience ranking. You guys have 90 seconds to vote on each one of these. That way we can just kind of discuss them and all that sort of stuff too. Very simple. It's just the 5 seasons. It looks like we're starting with season 5. And let's see here. I think I'm going to do average vote. And whatever, we'll play with most votes and average votes just to compare and contrast the two. So I'm not going to change it just to make it look, you know, the way that I want it to look, but I'm interested in seeing how each one looks. So, okay, everyone, you guys can now voice your opinions here. Oh, let me share the link with you. You'll probably need the link. How about that? How about that? Here we go. So there is the tier maker link. I dropped it in the chat. I think I'm actually going to pin it in the chat as well. Erica, if you just want to share the Discord every once in a while, then we should be good. So here we go. I'm going to close that poll. It looks like out of 90 people, most of you are into joining later on. So how about that? Okay, replace pinned message. There we go. Okay, so guys, the link to the tier maker is in the chat, so you can find it there. I'll give you guys a minute or so to get over there. I don't want to have the very first one that we vote on just be one that no one's there for. So I'm going to ask you again for a thumbs up when you're over there on tier maker and you're ready to go. I want to see at least a handful of people ready to go before we start this thing. And yeah, it'll be a really quick ranking of the Stranger Things seasons, and you guys can see how it all shakes out here. So, GTO official, thank you so much for joining us. So yeah, if you go over to that link, you can't vote right now because I haven't started, but when I actually push play on the voting process, there you see these down at the bottom right area, there's the 5 squares. So the square on the left is the top tier one. They're corresponding to each one of the categories that are over to the left. So you're going to click on that. You won't be able to click now until I start the event. But that's actually a good reminder because our tiers, at the very tippy top, we have top tier TV. Now just below it, we've got near classic. So good, it just didn't quite reach like your favorite of favorites. So you guys can almost, since there's 5 seasons and 5 categories, you can almost, if you want to challenge yourselves, is say that you're only going to pick one season for each tier. That would be like a true ranking. That would be wild. You don't have to do that. That's probably what I would do just to make it like a little more interesting, but you guys don't have to do that. So we have top tier TV. We have near classic just below it. They're starting to slip right in the middle. Like you're just not quite sure. You still enjoyed it, but yeah, I don't know. And then what was that? It was like, oh man, big misstep. Can you recover? And then waste of time is, I don't even want to ever watch it again, is waste of time. So let me know, guys, if you are all ready to go. Let's see here. Got it. Thank you. 18 plus is app says can't join. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's we had to do 18 plus on the Discord over there. Anyways, are you guys ready to get going on this tier maker live audience vote? I guess not. There's 0 participants that I'm seeing, but maybe I'm not seeing that because I haven't started it yet. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's go ahead and rank the Stranger Things seasons 1 through 5. We're actually starting with the 5th season. You have 90 seconds to vote. The link is pinned in the chat. Hop on over and get your vote in, and voting starts now. How about it? Oh, there's 16 of you in there. Nice. Okay. I was worried. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to start this and everyone's going to be like, what's this moron doing? Alien Page, what's happening? Welcome on in. Thank you so much for joining us. You are kicking it with the Death Squad. Really do appreciate you jumping on in. And I'm very excited to see where you guys rank these. Looks like we have just under a minute. Season 5 is almost in. It's near the bottom of everything here. Vecna quite literally states that he's coming to our world, says that guy 36297. Well, we will find out. Guys, I will be live tonight at 3 a.m. Eastern when that documentary drops. I'll be here just in case something crazy happens. Yep. Just in case. Just in case. Let's see what we got here. About 20 seconds left, guys, to vote on Season 5 of Stranger Things. And we will, once everything's done, guys, we'll take a look at all the tallies and everything. I'm actually not going to stop. I'm just going to let it keep on rolling, okay? So I will announce when we're on the next season here, which is coming up in 1 second. All right, there we go. Season 5 is in What Was That? And now we've got Season 2 is up for vote this time around. So where would you guys put Season 2 of Stranger Things? Of course, we always got to welcome our new people. It's been amazing, Paige. We've had, my channel's relatively small, not even 2,500 subs at this point. I talk horror a whole bunch. I talk, horror news, but we get into topical discussions. Last night I didn't Ask Me Anything. We do watch parties, all sorts of fun stuff. And last week we did a Stranger Things stream that it popped off and got crazy. We had like 700 people in here and like over 25,000 views, which is just like bonkers numbers. Talk about crashing out. I was crashing out internally, just trying to keep everything on the rails, as were the moderators, who did an amazing job with how crazy it got. So, I would imagine maybe you found your way over here because of the Stranger Things stuff as well. So really appreciate you jumping on in and saying what's up. Okay, guys, 20 more seconds left for Season 2. Get your votes in. It looks like we've got a good amount of voting here. We have 23 participants. That's amazing. We have 90 people watching the stream right now. It would be so great if you could hit that like button, show some love for the channel and the community here, and get some more eyes on everything we're doing. All right, there we go. Season 2 of Stranger Things is in near classic. And then now we've got Season 4. Time to vote on Season 4. You have about 80 seconds to get that vote in. And I know this one, I would say this season, if I just had to, pulling a rabbit out of a hat, I would say Season 4 is the fan favorite. I would say if you walked around and you asked a million, Stranger Things fans which season was their favorite, I think Season 4 would get the most votes. Now, for me, I'm a Season 3 guy. I love the kids still look like kids in Season 3. I really love that about that season. I love the Billy side plot. I love the Mind Flayer and the Body Snatcher kind of vibe going on. I don't know what it is. I love the monster movie kind of feel of Season 3. Everything that goes down at the fair and everything like that is awesome. The battle in the cabin, very Evil Dead. I'm sure you can tell I'm a big Evil Dead fan, so anything that reminds me of that, like, I'm totally down for. And I understand, like, Season 3 and 4, they're so close. It's like a flip a coin thing, but there's something about Season 3, Robin and Steve and Dustin. It's such a great combo. Erica's really funny. I think that's when we first really get, to experience her as a character, like, fleshed out. 5 seconds left for Season 4, guys. Get those votes in, and that is it for Season 4. There we go. Next up, we've got Season 3. Where are you guys going to rank Season 3? Oh, it is in there, starting to slip. That's where it starts. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's see what else we got here. I'm just going to check in on what you guys are saying. You are different, Erica with a C is who I'm talking about, but you are such a delight and such a treat, miss. Yes. All right, this is kind of what I thought would happen, is that we would get like a lot of love for most of these seasons. So I am curious. We're, as you can see, the total votes and everything are hidden down below. Once we're all done, we are going to tally up all the votes and just take a closer look at everything. It'll be really cool. That guy says when Henry was talking to all the kids, he talks about the light, where he went to a world like theirs. And in the Instagram post, Vecna's actor says, "You are the light to us." Yes. Yeah, that was on one of the videos that Erica had shared with me. There was a little bit of a breakdown of like those two moments that you're talking about. All right, guys, just about 10 seconds left to vote on Season 3. Get those votes in. Let's go. And I guess after that, it's just Season 1, right? Is Season 1 going to actually break into top tier TV? Let's see where you guys put season 1 of Stranger Things. This is the last item to vote on in our live audience ranking of the Stranger Things seasons. If you want to see more, or if you want to participate in more of these live audience tier maker rankings, then you definitely want to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. When I am about to go live, it'll let you know. When I actually hit that live button, it'll give you another reminder, and then you won't miss any of the fun that we've got here. And yep, right now the first season is in, oh my gosh, back off. The first season is in that tippy top tier. Get those votes in. You've got about 45 seconds left. Diamond Python says, I don't believe there's a secret episode. I do believe Vecna won, but I think they're going to wait 15 to 20 years, let the actors age, and pick up in universe on July 15th, 2016. You know, I thought it would be cool if they did something like kind of like a Y2K thing, like go to 1999. So age the characters up about 10 years from 89 and do a Y2K. That would be kind of cool. Have that paranoia of that time mixed with everything going on. All right, guys, just 10 seconds left to vote on Stranger Things 1, the very first season. And then we will take a look. There we go. Voting is finished. All right, officially finished. So let's take a look here. So guys, in top tier TV, we've just got season 1. It had 15 votes, and 12 of those votes were in top tier TV. So, and no votes in the bottom category. So that explains that. Now, next up in the ranking, we've got season 4. 15 votes, 9 of them were in top tier TV, but because of average, it was brought down to near classic. So right now we're looking at the most votes. We will take a look at the average vote after this. Season 3 is would be number 3 in the ranking. 18 votes on season 3, and a bit more of a mixed bag. Some top tier TV, 5 of those, 6 of the near classic. And 5 of their starting to slip. Interesting. I really enjoy season 3, but hey, that's just opinion on art. It's nothing too important. Season 2. Now this one for me would be knocked down quite a bit. 12 votes, 1 of them in top tier, 7 of them in near classic, 3 of them in their starting to slip, 1 of them in what was that? And then season 5, 13 total votes, 1 in top tier, 2 in their starting to slip, 8 in what was that, and 2 of them in waste of time. So that's how it shakes out with most votes. Let's see where they all go with an average vote, if that changes at all. Did that change at all? Oh, shoot. So that was the average vote, even though it was highlighted on most votes. Get your shit together, tier maker. How about it? So that was the average vote, what we just went through. And then most votes, we've got season 1 and season 4 are in the top tier. Seasons 2 and 3 in near classic. And season 5 is still hanging out there in what was that? There we go. So a little bit of a movement there. I figured this would be kind of the way, we would all view the seasons, that they would be, most of them would be in like top tier or second tier. And that season 5 would be the one that would be teetering on, be on the brink of a waste of time. But yeah, there we go. 28 participants, 73 votes. Thank you so much to everybody that jumped on in and voted. I really like doing those. They're super fun. So let's go on back over here. Boomity boom. There we are. And let me see about here. I'm going to pop this back on here. And yeah, we'll probably close out the stream here within the next handful of minutes, guys. So thank you so much for jumping on in. I am going to go live tonight. The documentary drops at 3 a.m. Eastern. So if you're a night owl, if you happen to just, have Monday off and you can stay up and check it out, that would be really cool. I may just do like a watch party of the documentary. Obviously, I can't show the documentary on my own screen, but we can watch it together. I don't know how long it's supposed to be or anything like that. I haven't looked up a runtime or anything. But yeah, we can get a little freaky deaky with it. And I want to let you know, as the banner says down here below, we are putting together a choose your own adventure rewrite of the finale just for fun. And that was actually, I want to give Miss Amanda Mendoza, one of our great Death Squad mods and channel members here. You might know her as Trashbox Mandy or just Mandy. But yeah, she was like, wouldn't it be cool if there was a choose your own adventure? And I still think a show with a choose your own adventure model would be really cool. Like maybe 2 big votes for like a mid-season finale and then the finale. That would be really cool. But we're going to kind of do that with our fan rewrite. So I know I've mentioned it a few times, but we have a lot of people coming in and out on the stream. I want to make sure you guys get the good. Jump on over to the Davey Deathray YouTube channel on the community tab. Participate in the polls. Who lives and who dies is going to be all up to you guys. And then maybe we're going to be able to bring somebody back. And so keep an eye out for polls on the channel side. And then when we jump into these live streams for our writing sessions, we'll do live audience polls. So it will be a choose your own adventure with you guys ultimately deciding which direction this fan written finale would be going. I think it's just the documentary. So the documentary, as far as I know, Jack is just on season 5. As far as I know, the man that was hired to direct it was like, I wish I could have been here for the other seasons. But as far as I know, it's focused on the pre-production and the production of the 5th season. So we'll see. I'm not going to stay live the whole time, but I will be back because it's going to be 3 a.m. Eastern, Ben. So I'm not going to be live from now until then. Oh, Erica's already got me. There we go. Code Melted dropping a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Code. Really appreciate you. Says 2 out of 10. Oh, you're talking about the super chat. I was like, oh, are you giving, is that your rating on my live stream? I'm like, that's so sad, but thank you for the $5. I can't be mean or mad. But yeah, we are 2/10 of the way, and no worries, guys. If we don't end up hitting that super chat goal, I put those goals up for every stream. It's just fun. It's icing on the cake. It's not a requirement for you to drop cash or anything like that to hang out here. Really, all I ask is for you to take care of the free stuff. You know, hit the like button, subscribe, and if you're really digging what we do here and you want to bring in some friends, let them know. This community is growing. This community is awesome. The more the merrier. Let's get some fun people in here. You know, either way, I'm going to be pumped to be hanging out with you guys. So how about that? Let's see here. Thoughts on the new Evil Dead Burn coming out this July? Gonna see it? I asked because the poster's behind you. Yes, I love Evil Dead. Evil Dead is so for you guys that are new, how about this? I'll do a little intro. A little like get to know Davey kind of thing. So for all of you new folks, my name's Davey Deathray. Thank you so much for joining. I grew up in Juneau, Alaska. I'm a huge fan of punk rock. I used to play music for years, like skate punk. You know, NoFX, Face to Face, Bad Religion, Pennywise was like my bread and butter as a kid. I really like some metal too. Like I love Megadeth. They're one of my favorite bands. But then I go back like old rock and roll, like Thin Lizzy, REO Speedwagon, The Kinks, The Zombies. There's plenty of others, Creedence Clearwater, all that kind of fun stuff. I'm a huge like music nerd, but a huge film nerd as well. And I fell in love with horror movies when I was a really young kid. It was like, you know, I saw Jaws when I was 5. Then from there, it was like Halloween and Friday the 13th when I was just like, you know, 8, 9, 10, something like that. So Child's Play was another one at that time, you know, late 80s, early 90s when I was about that age. And so, you know, after taking a break from playing music for a few years and feeling like I needed to squeeze some creative juices out of me, which is not as dirty as it may sound, I decided why not jump on YouTube and try a little something out, because I loved horror YouTube so much and I'm such a fan of the subgenre. I felt like I had something to say about it, so here I am. I go live a lot. I do pre-recorded videos where we, you know, either do lists or I cover the horror movie news or horror TV news, whatever. So if you want to keep up on the news, this is a great place to do that. And yeah, I'm a huge Evil Dead fan, but it is my favorite horror franchise. So I'm very much looking forward to Evil Dead Burn. I think it's going to be awesome. It's my most anticipated film of 2026, and it's not even close. Although I think 2026, there should be some bangers, especially if we get Thanksgiving too. Please tell me we're going to get Thanksgiving too. I would love for that to happen. Let's see here. What else do we got going on? Hello, new over here, says Mox. Is it Mox? It is Mox. How are you doing? Do you guys believe or just having fun speculating? I think some of us do believe. I think that if Netflix were going to actually do a secret episode, they would have wanted to advertise it and make sure that it was like internet breakingly successful. So I don't know if I am a true believer in the secret finale, but I do love speculating, Mox. So thank you so much for joining us. Really do appreciate you. How about you? Are you a true believer? Are you a speculator? Or are you a spectator? Or a little bit of all three? Let me know. Let me know. Oh, we got Jeff Overing jumping on in, one of our great channel members. How you doing, Jeff? Thank you so much for jumping on over. Code Melted, you may have missed our live audience tier maker ranking of the Stranger Things seasons. So that was fun. All right. What else do we got going here? What's happening? Super Fabric 62. What's happening? What's happening? Thank you so much for joining us. You're kicking it with the Death Squad. And guys, if you want to see if this is actually going to happen, then you got to jump back in at 3 a.m. Eastern. I will be checking out the documentary and seeing what's going on over there. Mickey asks, do you miss living in Alaska or do you like AZ better? I've never been to AZ, but I always wanted to check it out. I do miss Alaska. Living there full time, I had enough. I was there for 23 years. There are certain parts about Alaska I miss. They've been having a really wretched, tough winter and a tough, handful of years with some flooding and stuff that didn't happen when I lived there. I lucked out. I mean, we had tough winters, but this winter's been exceptional, especially for Southeast Alaska, because even though, yes, it does snow there quite a bit, it rains a lot. So usually you get snow and then it rains away. They are just getting killed with snow over and over. So I don't miss that kind of stuff. It's fun when you're a kid to play in the snow. That's fun. When you're an adult and you have to deal with the snow and live and do adult things, you don't want to do any of that. You don't want to have any part of that. So yeah, AZ gets really rough and hot in the summers and everything. But I guess I would take that over having to deal with snow. That much anyways. If it's a secret, why would they advertise? Well, and that's the thing, is I think they would. That's why I don't know. The fact that it is a secret makes me think that it's just not real, because they would want some of that love. I guess on the one hand, advertising could cost you, but also corporate partnerships could pay them. So I guess maybe I'm a little cynical, but and they could be behind all the viral marketing. They could be feeding information to influencers and content creators. That certainly could be happening. I could be wrong about the whole thing. It just doesn't. I think somebody else said it earlier. It just doesn't pass the smell test, so to speak. All right. Snow sucks, period, says Steph. I liked it when I was a kid, but I hear you. Okay, let's see here. Ronan Neal, what's happening? Ronan says, I was waiting the countdown to hit 12 a.m. o'clock January 12th, but it's not out because the countdown hits 0. I thought I was right. I told my brothers. They said that's it. That's all of it. Well, it hasn't hit midnight for January 12th yet, Ronan. I guess depending on where you are on planet Earth, maybe it already has. I guess if you're in the UK, it is, we're coming up on 1 a.m., something like that. Yes, I think they planted Conformity Gate. It returned Stranger Things when searched on Netflix. Well, and that could just be their search engine trying to help them get added views. Although I guess you wouldn't have to really worry about added views of Stranger Things on Netflix. You'd think they would do just fine. But yeah, 80s kid Davey played New Year's Eve not too long ago. It was awesome. Which one was that? What did I miss? I must have missed something. Oh, are you guys talking about, Thanksgiving? Is that what you're talking about? I've seen I think Thanksgiving was 90s, late 90s? No, 2000s? 2000s, 2010s, something like that. I still need to watch that full trailer, Eli. I just watched that teaser, the weird teaser, but I didn't watch the full trailer yet. Let's see here. Mox says, I would love to know what the Duffer Brothers understand by meta, because that's what they claimed season 5 was going to be like. And so far, I have not seen anything meta. What do you guys think? Ooh, yeah, I was wondering about that because I know Millie Bobby Brown used that word too. And so earlier in the stream, I was like, does she not know what it means? And maybe the Duffer Brothers don't know either. However, if the documentary ends up being a secret episode, which I have my doubts, but if it ends up being that, then, and it is, and they go the meta route with the documentary, a la Wes Craven's New Nightmare, then yeah, that would be one of the biggest risks and pretty amazing, honestly. So I'll be here to check. That's what I can promise you. Duffer Brothers have the easiest job for a return if episode 9 isn't real. The fans wrote the next season for them. Yep. There you go. Oh, New Year's Evil's freaking great. Yeah. New Year's Evil's a lot of fun. I am evil. That guy's voice cracks me up. All right. John Peters. What's happening? John says they already have close to 5 hours of behind the scenes footage of season 5 between Netflix and YouTube. A 2-hour documentary on top of that is very redundant. No one really about it that much. I don't know. I think a lot of people are going to watch this one, even if it's just because of the Conformity Gate rumors. Jay says, even if this isn't real, they should absolutely seize the moment and just say that there's something more coming in a few months and should film something, appease the fans, make more money. Well, they do have that new show coming out, the animated series coming out this year. So they do have more stuff coming. Holy cow, look at that. Erica Stabs 4 Likes has been a channel member for 12 months. How about it? Thank you so much, Erica. It's been a pleasure getting to know you. I met Erica through Killjoy Jake's channel, and she came on over here. I begged and pleaded for her to be a mod over here. I really did. She was like, I don't know, like I'm on the East Coast time, and like you kind of suck. And I was like, I'll get better. Trust me. And I guess I'll go live earlier. Just can you give me a chance? And Erica's been absolutely amazing. Not only, giving me the idea to cover Stranger Things further, which has been really great for the channel, but also just like, she's got my back in some really tough moments, and she's been such an asset to the community and the channel in so many ways. So thank you so very much, Erica. And hey, Erica also brought in Ray to this amazing community, and I am just crazy about this girl, Ray. I just have the biggest crush on her, everyone, and I'm not afraid for the whole world to know it. I just don't even care. Know it. Here it is, my heart on a platter for Ray. There you go, Ray. Take a big old bite out of it if you want, whatever you want to do. It wouldn't let me type nothing but happy anniversary, turd. Oh, it wouldn't let you. I thought it lets you type something. That's crazy, because whenever I do a membership chat, it's like a super chat, and I'm able to type something, usually like 150 characters. You should have been able to type something. I'm sorry. That sucks. Maybe it doesn't want you to call me a turd. Have you ever thought about that? I am a big fan of the first two Alien movies. I really like. The first one, I think, is the best. Yeah, I do think the first one's the best one. Favorite theories fans came up with for an alt ending. Like, I like the idea of, if they're gonna go meta and they do want to say that like we were all in a trance for the finale, that would be like a meta contextual thing, that's a fake episode because we fell in the lull of Vecna, and then we get like a real episode. And then I know another part of that, or another version of that rather, would be that whenever Mike gets put in the trance, like in episode 4, that everything from episode 4 on is a vision in Mike's mind. So he snaps out of it, and then we get our actual finale. But I really haven't heard very many of them, Mox. So if you have any, feel free to jump in and let me know. Guys, I'll probably be going for about another 5 minutes, okay? Documentary for Stranger Things didn't release for me yet. Did any of you all have it yet? Nope. 3 a.m. Eastern. Let's see here. Steph, he said it exactly how it went, to be honest. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I laid it all out. I knew Loverboy couldn't resist going off again. I'm sorry, Ray. I'm sorry. You're just so sweet and so beautiful. I can't not say it. I'm sorry. I'll stop. I will stop. Didn't let you type anything. 0 out of 0 characters. I have to take a look at that. Maybe there's something that I need to change on my end that I had no idea about. So I apologize. I am not related to Martin Short. That would be really cool. Martin Short's hilarious. I love that Pure Luck movie he did back when. The Ed Grimley character is great. Gosh. What other? Captain Ron. Big fan of Captain Ron. The Jiminy Glick character is awesome. He's hilarious in Arrested Development. Yeah. Love Martin Short. Mickey asks, Davey, biggest asshole celebrity you've met? I thought Tom was from Friday the 13th Part 6 was a dick, and the stepsister from Child's Play 2 is bitchy. I have not met either of those actors. I've heard some stuff about Tom Matthews, but I've also, I'm buddies with Vincent DeSanti, who's worked with him on the Never Hike Alone movies, and Vin has always said really nice things about him. But I mean, they've also worked together and probably know each other on a different level. So sometimes when you meet a celebrity, it just might be, a bad day or a bad moment. It's tough. I don't want to really call anyone out, or I don't think anyone's been an asshole to me. I'll say that. No one's been an asshole. Kane Hodder was weird. I'll say that. It was weird. And he made it weird, unfortunately. So he wasn't an asshole. But I think I said something like, he was just, he was telling me, how awesome it's been to be able to do what he does for a living. And I was like, oh yeah, that's a lot to be thankful for. And he was like, thankful to who? And I was like, oh, just thankful that you have that experience. In your life, it's just got to be really awesome. And he's like, well, if you're talking about God, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, whoa, dude, maybe you have some issues, Kane, that you need to you might want to work out those issues if you have them, because you are getting up there, my guy. But I just said thankful in a general way. So also he drinks Woodford Reserve while he sits there and signs autographs. So maybe he was a little buzzed or something, but it was really weird. No one, I have my mask up there, my Jason mask up there has 6 or 7 signatures. Everyone was very, very sweet and gracious and awesome. Kane wasn't an asshole, but it was weird. I'll say that. I was like, dang, dude, getting confrontational out of nowhere. Okay. Interesting. I don't even know how to respond to that. Yeah, I thought so. I thought it might do that tomorrow as well. Wonder Man, welcome on in, by the way. We just checked earlier, and yeah, it's going to be midnight Pacific, so 3 a.m. Eastern. All right, where's the vomit sound button? Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad you don't mind. I'm glad. Let's see here. Josh Cohen says, no, I missed the stream. I don't believe, unfortunately, but I love following. I hope there's something else. Well, Josh, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I'm going live later on tonight, 3 a.m. Eastern. When that documentary drops, we'll find out once and for all. Joyce actually cuts Will's head off instead of Vecna. It was one of the craziest I've heard, and I actually love that one. Well, Mox, check this out. So I don't know if you heard this. We are going to do a fan rewrite of the finale. So we're doing it in an interesting way. It's going to be a choose your own adventure. And part of that is going to be by you guys jumping on over to the Davey Deathray YouTube page, and on the community tab, participating in the polls I have up there. I think I have half a dozen polls, and we're going to be killing off some characters. We're going to bring in a character back, and then we're going to have a couple different live writing sessions, and we're going to do live polls during those writing sessions. So we're going to be throwing out some ideas to you guys in the audience, and ultimately it's going to be an audience driven fan rewrite of the Stranger Things finale. So something like maybe not as crazy as Joyce actually cutting off Will's head, but maybe the stuff that happens to Vecna also happens to Will because they're connected. So when Vecna gets killed, then it also takes Will out. Because right now, Will is losing in that poll. Here, let me show you guys again really quick. Just because we have some new people jumping in, and then I will have to say my goodbyes after that. But I just want to make sure nobody misses this. There we go. Okay, so we've got some polls up here. If you just go to the Davey Deathray community tab, we've got one here for bringing a character back between Susie, Argyle, Barb, and Eddie. The side character girls, one of these has got to die. Vicky, Kali, Dr. K, Holly. The sideshow guys, the side character guys, one of these has to die. Murray, Steve, Mr. Clark, or Jonathan. The main, the parents, Joyce, Hopper, Ted, or Karen, one of them's got to go. The main gals, Nancy, Max, Erica, Robin, one of them's got to go. And the main guys, Will, Mike, Dustin, Lucas, one of them's got to go. So you can jump on over, you can let your voice be heard over there, and that will guide us as we do our fan rewrite of the finale. All credit to Amanda Mendoza, aka Trashbox Mandy, for giving the choose your own adventure idea. So there you go, Mox. You can become a true Death Squad member and hang out with us as we rewrite the finale to Stranger Things. And maybe we can do that craziness with Will's head getting chopped off. Let's see here. Erica Stabs for Like drops a $2 super chat to remind everyone to hit that like button. Thank you so much for the $2, Erica. You totally rock. Thank you so much. And I think that is going to wrap it up here for us. I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks that was Will's head. I think it's very interesting to tie those two together. So one of them dies, both of them dies kind of thing. I dig that idea. So yeah. Okay, excellent. I think that's going to wrap it up for us, guys. I've been talking a lot lately these last few days, and my throat is a little hoarse, but I do want to let you know that I will be back to check out that whole documentary dropping at 3 a.m. Eastern time. So hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. You don't want to miss out on this one, okay? I want to make sure I don't have anything else to close out. Okay, there we go. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us on this one. It's been amazingly successful. Right now, we still have over 80 people in the chat, which is incredible. You Stranger Things fans are so passionate and so respectful and so much fun to hang out with. You guys make me want to keep on talking about this show. So if you want me to talk about this show, maybe there's a theory, maybe there's something I've totally missed. Maybe you want like an in-depth discussion on each season. Maybe you want a character ranking. Maybe you want a villain ranking. Maybe you want to rank all of the pop songs that they brought back and put into the pop culture zeitgeist. Whatever you want, let me know in the comments section. If you're really digging this, hit that like button, subscribe, notification bell, all that good stuff. Maybe hype the stream afterwards if you want some more people to see it and get involved with what we're doing on this fan-made rewrite. We can have a lot of fun here with Stranger Things. Just because the mainline show is over doesn't mean that our fandom or our discussion has to end. So thank you guys so very much for joining me this time around. It's been very invigorating getting to know some new folks here and watching the community grow. Everyone is so amazing over there in the chat. You guys are all awesome. Shout out to the Patreon members and our YouTube channel members for everything that you guys do, providing support for actual financial support for the channel. It's incredible what you guys do. Big shout out to Sean for the Canadian $5, code melted for $5 as well. Erica for dropping a $2 super chat in addition to all of that. And she's been a member for 12 months. How about that, folks? And there we go. Eli has been a member for 17 months, and he says it's the best channel on YouTube. That is so sweet of you, Eli. Thank you so very much. You guys have been incredible. Extra shout out to all the moderators for taking care of business and keeping everything all nice and clean here. And guys, I will be back just before 3 a.m. Eastern let's see what this documentary business is all about. So I will see hopefully a lot of you later on tonight, but you know how it goes here. Until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.